man.
Holy Monday. Every Monday after like a holiday weekend always just feels like an extra something else.
It's been like really rainy here, so I've just been not wanting to do anything. It's been frustrating because I don't like to just sit around and do nothing, but that's all my body wants to do.
Yeah.
Uh,
Also, apologies, I do have a very loud cat.
yeah, so your foster cat. So there's fur tax. We got fur tax last week when Hannah was on the show, and all of a sudden,
There's fur tax, and she's very loud. She has a lot of opinions. Her name
and
is
this is foster
Carla.
Carla. Okay. So like
She
Carla
is
from Scrubs, very loud and opinionated.
8 years old.
Aw.
She had all of her teeth removed except the one canine. So I kind of call her like a jack-o'-lantern. She's got
That's
just like the
amazing.
one. Yeah,
You really do foster some of the most interesting animals.
I do. They really like say, I feel like they save the
They're like,
weird
this
ones
one's
for
got
me.
3 toes and a
Yeah,
stick
they're
and a
like, call
paw.
Amber. We got a weird one. Like, we gotta call her in for this one. Yeah.
Well, I hope that everybody had a nice and safe holiday weekend. And now we're back for our regularly scheduled Monday episode of the Broadway Fan Club podcast. I'm Heather, the tired, and Amber is right there, the foster. So there you
Somewhere. I never know which direction I'm in. Like I don't know if it's like mirrored. I don't know how things work.
So this is my left. You're on my left right now.
Yeah, but does it flip for the other people?
It shouldn't point. That's the wrong direction. That's your direction.
You're
It's
messing
fine.
with
It's
me.
it's going to be one of those Mondays. It's rainy, it's gross, it's icky, but we're going to have a hell of a lot of fun today. Amber, we kind of have a little obsession with this company that we're
We
bringing on
do.
today.
We do.
Fashion for
I can prove it.
you can prove it. Sustainable, giving back to the community, some really unique and creative stuff, and a way to keep your favorite shows going. And we are very fortunate to
And like
have,
a way to become part of your favorite shows.
yeah, or your favorite shows become part of your everyday life. But
Yeah.
super excited to bring founder, the entrepreneur herself, the one and only Jennifer Kahn, to the stage. Hello, Jen. How are you?
Hello, I am so well. Thank you so much for having me. This
Oh,
is
of course,
awesome.
we're excited. I mean, we are a little bit fangirls of scenery. Like, it's incredible.
Thank you so much.
You're
I'm
so,
I'm
so welcome.
fangirling right back, so I'm very
Well,
excited to
thank
be
you.
here.
We love it. So, I mean, I know about your history. We were just talking before the show. So you have a history of being in the theater, stage management. You've worked on some really incredible shows. And even your husband's in the industry. So it's fun.
It is, yes. We keep it all in the family. I'm in
Keeping,
my office. So I've Spring Awakening
yep.
here, and this is Hunchback here, signed by Stephen Schwartz and Ellen Menken. So like
Love
a
that.
little bit of like the stage management history, and then all of the scenery
Yeah.
bags in the
Oh, I
middle, which is
absolutely. And
very fun. But
with
yeah, I was a
the,
professional. Oh,
go ahead. Yeah, yeah.
I was a
You talk. You do.
I was a professional stage manager for 17 years, and I got to work on
That's
Broadway, off Broadway, national tours, regionally, and it was amazing. And my husband was a stage manager on Broadway as well, and then went to grad school for producing, and is now the managing director of the Alliance here in Atlanta. So we talk shop a lot, which is
and
great.
that's good. You guys get to like decompress after a little bit, but you can still talk shop, which is nice.
Yes, I love it because he comes home from work, and I actually really want to hear about his day because everything he's working on is fascinating. I'm like,
Instead of
this is
being like,
great. Tell
oh
me everything.
sure, go on, tell me. You actually care what's
Right?
on.
Yeah, it really helps when your husband is doing something. You're like, yes, this is awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, I
And the
mean,
Alliance might sound familiar to you guys because it was the home of the original productions of some famous shows like Water for Elephants and
Mhm.
maybe Happy Ending. It was their US premiere, like their world premiere here. And then they blew up over here in the States. Now they're touring, they're just like living on. So
yeah.
Yes.
some
Which and
great shows have gone through there.
Amazing shows and amazing shows coming too. So keep it on your radar. A little plug for the Alliance. But we had Water for Elephants before
Yep.
Brandon started working here, and so a bunch of people from the staff were like buying scenery bags because we have Water for Elephants stuff, which was like a really cool first full circle moment. And
Yeah.
also, fun fact. I stage managed one of the first readings of Maybe Happy Ending in New York when I was
Oh, I
pregnant with
love
Hudson.
that.
Yes. And so I was pregnant with Hudson and I stage managed a bunch of readings that year because I was too sick to stage manage a full
Right.
show. So I joked that I was like stage managing every reading in New York because it kind of felt like I was.
What a
And then
great
one
gig,
of
though.
them, oh, it was awesome. It was awesome. I loved it. And one of them was Baby Happy Ending. And then Michael Arden asked me to do the next reading. And I was like, Hudson's on the outside now. And so that's not going to work. But I've loved watching its trajectory and then like
Yeah.
kind of like coming in now and being such a huge part of the Alliance history is
Oh, yeah.
very fun.
Oh, it's very cool.
That's
Yes, the one
amazing.
and only Michael Arden, who's also now directing Lost Boys.
Yes, which I hear is amazing.
Yes. I have not had the opportunity to see it yet. Amber and I have tickets for the 30th.
Nice.
But we are heavily involved with that show, between running the fan group and knowing pretty much everybody. But my goodness, I saw it, and the Rescues did a performance over at Joe's NYC, and Michael actually sang with them for a little while. And it's like you kind of like now that he's transitioned to this like director extraordinaire,
know.
like, oh yeah, you sing and you've sang professionally and like you've still maintained your voice.
I
It's
know. I miss his voice because I worked with Michael. He was our Quasimodo in Hunchback of
right.
Notre Dame that I did at La Jolla Playhouse and Paper Mill. So we
Yeah.
did 2 back-to-back shows together. And it was while he saw something in me doing that show and then asked me to do the Deaf West Revival of Spring Awakening when it moved to Broadway. So thanks to Michael that I got to do my Broadway debut with him on that show. So
What a
I owe
great.
Michael a lot and I adore him. And I
Well,
love
and
him
a
on
lot of
stage
people,
and behind stage.
honestly, a lot of people owe you a lot because they get to take some of their favorite parts of theater home with them. Like, how do you go from stage manager extraordinaire and doing like all these crazy table reads and Broadway and regional and everything else? Like, what was this light bulb moment or this aha moment of like, I could do this and do the thing and bring, and somebody can carry a part of the stage with them. Like, I thought that's phenomenal.
Yes, and it was on accident, really.
Okay.
My last 4 years of stage management, I also ran a blog with my sister. It was like back in like 2011 blogging
Mhm.
days. And it was on give back and ethical style. And it was this other half of my heart that I never thought would have anything to do with theater. Like I had my stage management side and I dressed in all black and I hid it in backstage. And then I had
I'm
this
a
like
tech girl too,
style
so I
guy.
get it.
Yes, yes. And so like, and I loved that. I didn't want it to be anything but that. But then I had this other outlet that was more of like a creative outlet, style
Mhm.
outlet, but I was championing brands that were being ethical and sustainable and giving back with what they were doing.
Right.
And it was in summer of 2015. I took a road trip with one of my friends up the coast from New York to Maine.
Nice.
We happened upon this cute shop called Sea Bags, where they upcycled old sailboat sails into
Oh,
bags.
cool.
And I was
Okay.
Love
like,
that.
this is amazing. I bought a bag. I talked to every single person who works there. I was like, I need to know everything about this company. This is like so in my wheelhouse. And then we went out to lunch right afterwards and we were just brainstorming. We're like, where's our idea? Like, we can do
Yeah.
something like this. Like, what can we upcycle? And I immediately thought about drops because I'm like, it's just a giant piece
Right.
of fabric. It could easily be made into a bag. And so many times they're just thrown away.
Yeah.
And it's hours and hours of my scenic artist friends in the shop painting these gorgeous giant paintings. And then they're like,
Gone.
if there's not a way to reuse them, they're gone. And so that night I called my friend who rents theater sets. So he would acquire like Broadway and touring sets and then rent them regionally. And I'm like, do you have any trash that I can have? And he's like, yeah, I don't throw anything away. And
Smart.
oftentimes when a show is done with its tour and sells the set to be rented regionally, the first thing they do is pare down soft goods because there's, line sets are like the pipes that they hang for like any non-techie people. And there's a lot more lines that's usually in a touring house or a Broadway house than in a regional house. So they cut what's in the air, like they cut the soft goods first. And so he's like, I have 600 pounds of drops for you from
Holy
Broadway and off Broadway. And I was like, okay,
fabricator
great.
by play, and I'm like, 600 pounds? Holy crap.
I know. And so I flew out to San Diego and like drove my mom's U-Haul to his warehouse and loaded up the trunk. And I was pregnant with Hudson. No, or I had just had Hudson. No, I was pregnant with Hudson still. And then I went and put it in my parents' storage unit where it sat. Oh no, I wasn't pregnant yet. This was still 2016. It's all a blur.
That's okay.
And
Thanks,
I was
Mom and
at
Dad, for the
this
storage unit. Yep.
Thanks, Mom and Dad, for the storage unit. And they thought it would never see the light of day because I was a serial entrepreneur. Like every time I had time in between shows, I would start a new company. And then
Yeah.
I would get back to, I worked at the Old Globe for 8 years as a stage
Okay.
manager. And so like we had this kind of like bullpen, we'd call it, of stage managers that everyone, like that's where everyone would go because they have so many
Right.
different stages. And so like we all would write our reports together post show. And it was like a very fun stage manager community.
Oh,
And
man.
so like when I would made it back to the bullpen after like to work on my next show there, they're like, what did you do? Like what new company did Jen start? Well, she had like 2 months off. And so this was a very Jen thing, but I'm grateful that this one like saw the light of day and continued on.
I just like picture your dad like seeing how much fabric there was and like being like the guy from Jaws being like, we're gonna need a bigger boat. Like,
Oh,
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But my parents are huge theater supporters because my sister and I both did theater. We performed growing up. And so they are not theater people by nature, but they like jumped in really hard, which is great. They're very supportive. But I would say like my mom is Lucille Bluth from Arrested Development, and my dad is Ned Flanders from The Simpsons. And like that, if you know those references, like that's like pretty spot on, my parents.
Now,
I love that.
Here's a personal question because I too could be a serial entrepreneur. I was always looking for something at the business, level because I'm like, damn the man, like corporate world is not a thing. I want to give back to the community. I want to do that. And that's how Amber and I really created the Broadway Fan Club. But my parents, to this day, and I guarantee my dad will pop up in the comments somewhere, supportive, but also go, yeah, but you need like a real job. And I'm like, but this is a real job. Like this is something, it's not a 9 to 5 behind the desk. It's I'm working at 7 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning or doing something crazy to try to like build the brand. Did you have to convince your parents? I mean, you said that they were used to the theater thing, but did you have to say, hey, like, no, this is actually what I want to do. It's not just a fly by the seat of my pants, like overnight sensation. It's just going to be something I want to do.
That's a great question. And thankfully, I was really fortunate as a stage manager. Like I was never unemployed unless I chose to be unemployed from the day that I graduated college. I have my BFA in stage management from USC and I just worked. And so I don't think that, then when I started Scenery Bags, it wasn't so much of like, is she going to be okay? Because I had done really well as a stage manager. And my plan when I started Scenery Bags was to go back to stage management.
Yeah, it was going to be like
a maternity leave project. Yeah, I was like, this is going to be a cute little maternity leave project. And then I'll go back to stage management. And, like I had like things lined up. And then it went super viral. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe this is like a real thing now.
Were you surprised by the virality of it though? Like when it went viral for the first time, you're like, oh, we actually did the thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was not at all my plan. And I'm forever grateful that it happened the way it did. So in 2017, I had Hudson. And then 6 weeks after having Hudson, we moved out to Williamstown Theater Festival because for the summer with a 6-week-old, do not recommend. But my husband was producing for Williamstown. I had stage managed there for years. So had he. And not that I was bored, but I had time at home for the first time ever. And so I was like sitting in our little rented apartment at Williamstown with this brand new baby. And I was like, now let's like try this Scenery Bags idea thing that I had thought of. Yeah. And I had found manufacturers and they made us like our first little round of 25 bags. And I started an Instagram account, which was only followed by my friends because I hadn't told anybody, like we hadn't advertised anything. And
Yeah.
so I put those up, and the first round of bags sold out in 24 hours with
What was the
just
first
to my
bag?
friends. It was Desert Song, which was
Okay.
an operetta that no one's ever heard of, but no, I shouldn't say no one's ever heard of, but not a lot of people have heard of. But the drop was gorgeous. It was all these beautiful colors. It's still one of my favorite drops we've ever cut, and it was the very first one. And one of the people who got one of the first bags was Krista Rodriguez, who I had done Spring Awakening
Spring
with,
Awakening,
and
right?
was a huge proponent in like the beginning of scenery bags. Like I remember her coming off stage during Spring Awakening being like, "How's it going? What are you doing? Do you need my help? I sew." Like she would just, every time she saw me, she wanted to
Oh.
check in. And she really like kind of kept me accountable in those early stages. I'm like, I have to have something to report to Krista. She's gonna ask me, like, what are we doing?
Right.
And as soon as I launched that first round, she's like, I need one immediately. Immediately, I need it back. And so she posted about it. We got like 1,000 new followers right away.
Oh yeah.
One of whom
course.
being Rachel Bloom, who wrote and starred in Crazy Ex-Girlfriend.
Mhm.
And she personally emailed me and said, I have to have a bag. What you're doing is so cool.
Oh, that's cool.
And so I sent her one, and she posted about it. We got 4,000 new followers in like hours. And then I went to and started a landing page of a website. And I was like, I was a
Mhm.
blogger, I could figure this out. So I like in an afternoon created a landing page, and they could sign up for a wait list. So we had like 200
Right.
people on the wait list. Someone who found me through Rachel Bloom's post was a reporter for Upworthy. They did a feature on us. And we launched in July, and August 1st, her feature went live.
Oh wow, that's
So this is
quick.
less than a month after
Yeah.
I like soft launch only on the internet to like 100 friends.
To like not
Scenery bags.
overwhelm the senses and to not, yeah, wow. And
Yeah.
then like wildfire.
And then
That's amazing.
and I didn't know it had gone live. She was supposed
Oh.
to tell me and never did. And my phone starts like exploding, and I don't know what's going on. And so from the time it took me to figure out that the article had gone live, to get to my computer to change the wait list to a pre-order, so people can pre-order like our next drop, we had
Mm.
800 people on the wait list. Then once I flipped it over to pre-order, we sold 4,000 pre-orders in 24 hours.
Wow.
And that was,
That's
I know,
incredible.
like that was the moment where I was like, there's never been a moment more validating, because like this, I really kind of put everything I care about into this company, where
Right.
it's like, we're going to make Broadway more sustainable. We're going to save theatrical art. We're going to save it from a landfill. We're going to give it a new
Landfill,
life.
yeah.
And then we also our give back component, because we partner with TDF and
Correct.
we support their intro to theater program. So they take students and give them classes and bring them to what is many times their first live performance. And then
They
we
give
also
the memberships to graduating seniors. Yeah.
they're incredible. And then we also sponsor all of their accessibility programs. So all of the ASL
Love that.
interpreted, closed caption, autism friendly, and audio described performances we also sponsor, because we believe that access to theater should be access for everyone. So it was really,
That's
I'm like,
Amber
I'm
and
just
I, we have
gonna,
that platform too. We believe like making theater accessible is so key. It is so important to us.
Yes. And I was worried that like we're losing it. We're losing this next generation. It's not taught in schools the way it used to be. Like the access point is breaking down. And so I wanted to do whatever I could to kind of like re-extend the invitation to come learn about theater, come see theater, come get bit by the bug, tell your stories, all of those things, because
Yes.
I believe so much in this art form. And so I really kind of like married everything I cared about into this one company, thinking it'll be a cute little whatever, and I'll feel like I did something that I really care about.
Little did
And
you know.
little did I know, but they're like, oh my gosh, so many people actually really care about the same things. And it was this really beautiful moment of validation. And that was equal parts terrifying, because I'm like, now I need to figure out how to fulfill 4,000 pre-orders.
We had 600 pounds of fabric.
That went real fast. And so and then also my manufacturers were in LA, and once I called them and was like, Hey, so funny story. They're like, absolutely not. We're out. There's no way we're going to be able to keep up with that kind of.
No.
Yeah.
Oh
And
no.
so I always make sure I tell like the breadth of August because it starts August 1st with like this viral. So Upworthy went viral, and then Broadway World and Playbill also picked up the story, and all 3 articles went viral. So by the end of like that week, we had 5,000 orders that we
Wow.
That's incredible.
pre-orders, and I found a new manufacturer in Florida because everything's made in America, which was really
Yay,
important to
Florida.
us.
We're in
Yeah,
Florida.
yeah, right. In Hialeah.
Okay. So not too bad. Not in Miami. It's not bad.
hmm
Good.
Yeah, we found manufacturers there, and then they got hit by Hurricane Irene and closed for 2 weeks. And so all of these things, this was all in August. And so I used all my stage manager skills, and I emailed everyone. I let them know what was going on. I felt like sent my little stage manager report saying, like, this is what's going on. I will make sure you get your bag. They're closed. They're going to come back. We'll let you choose. And they got to choose what drop they wanted. And I would do like 500 orders a week, processing through these 5,000 orders we had. And it took until December. And then from
But people are patient.
January, what?
People are patient though.
Oh my word. So out of 5,000 plus, because orders kept coming in.
I got you.
I think we had 5 people want a refund because they didn't want to wait. And everyone else
Five
was
of
patient.
5,000 plus is like,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, I mean, I will take it. It was really a beautiful, the whole genesis of Scenery Bags and how it like really kind of turned into a real company overnight
Yeah.
was like such a lovely picture of the Broadway and theater community. It's like, yes, we want to champion what you're doing so hard that like it almost like sets everything on fire. And then we're going to be patient, and we're going to wait with you, and we're going to cheer you on and send you
Yeah.
nice emails. Like people were like, I'm so proud of you. This is so cool. We love what you're doing. Keep it up. When I thought people were going to yell at me, instead they sent me like gorgeous emails of encouragement. And I'm like, I love this community
Those are your
so
people.
much.
That's
Yeah.
the thing. Sometimes you get the haters and you're like, you know what? It's okay that you don't get it, but I have
Mhm.
all of these people that do. So I'm not going to put any more energy into this. I'm going to focus my energy over here. And when you can
100%.
like take that step back and do it, it's kind of incredible. Something came up in our chat. Jeffrey Cohen, a lot of quote scenery are becoming projections, which kind of triggered a question for me. When you're going through, and obviously like you've got drops, you've got legs, and you've got everything else, but when you're coming to these shows that Gatsby, for example, really incredible set design, but very little fabric to work with. A lot of it's, digital screening or whatever. Are you finding that people are wanting stuff from shows that don't really have a lot of things to utilize to repurpose? Like, how do you manage that?
Great question. And yes, that is true. And people want something from every show.
Yeah.
Like anything that you feel a connection with, if you own all of us who either work
I
professionally
mean,
in
like the
theater or
20 pairs of Phantom leggings.
yes, exactly like that. But if you choose a life in theater or you choose to like be a fan of theater, it's very ephemeral. There's no 2 shows that are exactly the same, even if it's the
Right.
same cast, even if it's matinee and evening, they're going to be different. And to be able to hold a tangible piece of that show is really meaningful. So people ask for everything, and there's a lot of waste to be had, sadly. And even shows that are projection heavy, we end up with marketing materials because we take
Oh, that's
banners
smart.
now, and we take like their like barricade covers that they put out for people to sign at the stage door, and we have billboards now. We also there's stage floors
I was
we
going to say, I remember
upcycle. I say
Beetlejuice. Yeah.
Amber's modeling one right now. This is
Wasn't that from DC, right?
Beetlejuice.
This is from DC. Yes, this is from the
Yeah.
Beetlejuice stage floor.
Which so about like 5 years ago, I got a call from someone. They're like, we have all this stage floor. We're just gonna throw it away. Do you want to like make coasters or something? And I was like, hold that thought, because
Have it
no one's
there.
ever asked me this before.
Yeah.
But it's a very, very thick laminate that doesn't decompose.
Yeah.
And I said yes. And when we now a lot of the like new and inventive things that we're making are is just because of my inability to say no. And so I'm like, yeah, sure. I will ship out all of your stage floor and we'll run it through the CNC and we'll make jewelry. And so now we have rings.
I was gonna
Like
say you had
here's
like
my
coffin rings from Beetlejuice too. I remember seeing.
this is Jagged Little Pill
Oh, I love that.
set in a ring. And then we have this is beautiful, the Carole King musical set in sterling silver earrings.
I just want to
Love
go shopping in
that.
your office, Jen.
I know it is really fun here. And so that I really love because every stage has a floor, except for Spring Awakening, which actually used the actual Brooks Atkinson at the time, now Lena Horne stage, which
Yeah.
almost never happens. I mean, I'd say like 99% of the shows have their own stage deck because they need it for automation. So they can
Right.
build automation underneath to bring on sets, but it was a unit set. And we actually did use the stage floor of the Brooks at the time. But Gatsby for sure has a deck and would have like a stage floor that we could upcycle should that be offered to us. And so what works for us is that there's always waste. I wish there weren't. I mean, the projections thing, it feels sad because it feels like the end of an era and on some forms, but it also like it is less waste,
Right.
especially if they can reuse
Mhm.
the projections, like all of their projection curtains and screens. We ended up with Shrek projection screens at
Hmm.
some point that I still haven't upcycled. So I'm like, I don't know what to make out of this because if the screens get thrown away, it's like a little counterintuitive as far as like the
Right.
sustainability angle. But we really reach out to every show and say like anything you be throwing away, please. Like if it can live on stage, let it live on stage. If it can go to someone who can use it, go to someone who can use it. Material for the arts, anybody, if it's going to a dumpster, call me.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we are the last ones on the line to take anything that's headed to the landfill. Like we don't want it there. We'll figure out how to use it.
Well,
We had
speaking of the sustainability, like range of it, you had mentioned earlier, like how it kind of brings a new life onto like theater and like a new way of for like theater lovers to kind of have a new experience. But I feel like this generation also hasn't been taught the same levels of sustainability that kind of we all grew up on. There's so much emphasis on like, fast fashion and fast
yeah.
things like that. So like to see like you were saying like these pieces, these opportunities, a chance to get a second life, it might give someone a chance to say like, wow, like this was something before. What else could be something
Yes.
from another time? And it could be opening up like someone's eyes to a whole new world of recycling. Like I remember like reduce, reuse, recycle.
I was
like
just gonna say
kind
that
of
is
like
ingrained in my brain.
Yes.
ingrained into
Yes.
our heads when we were little. But like I feel like that's just not a thing as much these days. Like everything just like there's just so much waste. So like any little thing that can make people change habits is just
Yes.
a
And just think twice
wonderful.
about the
Yeah.
way they're consuming, what they're
Mhm.
consuming. If you have a choice between fast fashion and something that's upcycled and something that has a
Right.
story and a meaning, like I want everything I wear to tell a story. That's just
Right.
me. Like I always have gravitated in that direction. But it's so interesting because we do live in this like overconsumption, fast fashion
Challenge.
world, like, and it's so tragic what it's doing to our earth and to our
Right.
brains, like that we
Right.
all like I need something new all the time, all the time, all the time, all the time. And this like
Yep.
dupe culture where we all feel like we deserve access to everything all the time immediately, and it's so
entitlement
bad
at
for
its
ourselves.
finest. It's that instant gratification entitlement, and you're just like, how did this happen? How did we let ourselves get to this point?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, social media is a lot to blame for it, sadly. But I
That's
will
what yes.
say, if
Yeah.
I can like a little like glimmer of hope is
Absolutely.
like my boys are 7 and 9 and I'm just joined the PTA and in charge of like
Yay.
environmental, and we do like we won all these awards for recycling, and they learn a lot about it. I'm trying to introduce composting to their school
Oh, that's
this
cool.
next year potentially. But I will say, like, they are taught it in school, but I think that there is a disconnect between like reduce, reuse, recycle and I want. And
Yeah.
Right.
those are the two that need to be taught in tandem a little bit more. Is like, okay, well, I'm going to recycle my water bottle, but then I'm going to buy this thing from Timu. And you're like,
Mhm.
no, no, no. Like that Timu one's way worse.
Right.
That's but like the goal is all of it. You know, it's like
Yeah.
we need everyone doing it imperfectly rather than people not trying. So I think that's the conversation, is the I want conversation, and to continue to cultivate the reduce, reuse, recycle that's
Yeah.
already being taught. But they are still learning about it.
Right.
So at least
And
we
I
got
think
that.
just like these baby steps, like these
Yeah.
opportunities
Mhm.
to feel like you're a part of something bigger and be a part of your favorite show in a way, you just like feel
You're keeping it living on.
right.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It like it gives you a bigger feeling while also helping you engage in better habits.
Yeah. It's a
I
great way
love
of
that.
doing it. And Jen, we had a couple of months ago, we had Final Strack Collaborative on the show. And
Yes.
we love those girls because they're also like pulling stuff. And I'm sure it's like, okay, who gets what? Okay, so Scenery Bags needs to get this. Final Strike can like make the coasters or make the planters. So it's so fascinating. But like in my brain, and Amber, I'm sure it's in yours too. You guys are so drastically different, but there's only two of you guys, like brand wise, that are looking at
Hmm.
sustainability, reusability, upcycling of theater.
Yeah.
To me,
Yeah.
I'd be
And we're
like, that just makes sense. Like everyone's always recycling and upcycling and getting rid of set design, even locally. And you're like, well, can't you do this and this with it? So how is
yeah.
that?
But I mean, just having, I think it takes a certain person to come in and be like, I can do something with that, and then do
Mhm.
it. Because I think a lot of people look and they're like, I can, but it's the do part. And like, and when we
Wow.
started, we were the only ones, because
Hmm.
we started back in 2017.
Hmm.
And when I had this idea, I was shocked that no one else has ever had,
Yeah.
and I don't know that no one else has ever had it, but no one else has had that I knew of had ever done it.
Right.
And because even as a stage manager, I would upcycle props in the show that were dead, and I'm like, great, and I would give them as closing night gifts to people.
There you
I
go.
would upcycle the programs into like little Christmas ornaments and give those as presents. So like this was something I was doing well before I had the idea for
Hmm.
scenery bags. It was just kind of my nature as like a kind of crafty person,
Yep.
and wanting to save things that I thought were meaningful to me. But it
Yeah.
is kind of wild that um that there are only two of us right now, and maybe there will be more, and I hope that there will. I remember when Final Strike came on the scene and people were like in our circle were like getting competitive about it or like mad about it, and I was like, absolutely not, absolutely not. I'm thrilled by what they're doing. There's
Right.
more waste than even we can take. Like there's plenty of waste to go around. I could not be more thrilled that they are taking whatever they can take, and I don't even think that it's like a parsing out of things. Like if it's a show that they're working on and they take the whole thing, take the
Right.
whole thing. I don't,
Yeah.
you, with my blessing, not that they need my blessing, but like I'm thrilled that this is disrupting the
Well, yeah.
industry, and
It's
Yeah.
I'm thrilled that it's like that it's catching on and more people are doing it. It makes me very happy.
and I just saw one of your social videos that you guys just got something that you were wanting to get for a while
Yes.
with
Yes.
Waitress.
That was amazing. And that was one of the ones where when I started Scenery Bags, like many people were asking, do you have Wicked? Do you have Hamilton? And I was like, you guys, that'll never happen. Like, we'll never have Wicked. We'll never have Hamilton. Like,
Yeah.
please
Yeah.
stop. And now we have like a partnership with Wicked, like ongoing
Yeah.
partnership with Wicked.
So cool.
And we have stuff from Hamilton. And one of my favorite curtains I've seen in the last like decade on Broadway was the pie curtain, the show curtain
Yep.
from Waitress. And so getting to
Mhm.
upcycle that was also really, really
I'm
special.
gonna see if I can try to find it on the website so I can pull it up because
I know. I wish I
I
had one behind me, but then I sent it back for them to use.
here it is. Hold on one second. Let me share the screen, everybody.
Some of my personal favorites outside of Cabaret were Suffs. The Suffs collection
Yes.
was gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have our new
So-
stuffs bag. Oh, this is our new one here. And it has a little, like, can you see the I votes for women
Oh,
pin
I
on it?
love that. I love that. And the white, of course, for
Yes, it's
the
from like the
movement.
yes. And they're like many different ombre colors of this one because it was the black and
I
white
think the storm's
photos. Like
knocking
the
out.
Oh,
Can you guys hear me?
that's
wow.
what the drop is. But this is our new stuffs one. Do we find it? This is cabaret. I have my like cabaret wing over here. I love our cabaret bags. I'll keep modeling bags. Oh, you look for the pie one. Because they're all my little children.
Let's see. Is her share not in? Let's see if I can get it.
Oh, you're looking for the pie bag still? I know. I wish I had it. What else do
I
we
think
have
she's
here?
having connection issues. So
Oh,
let me see if I
no.
can. I said, as we all leave you alone, because
And I'm like, hi.
I'm like, welcome. This is Jen's show.
This is the Jen show now. Look
All
out,
right.
world.
So let me.
Hi. This is from Wicked. I'll just keep modeling bags like it's like a little infomercial. This is an Emerald City bag from Wicked. This is from Chicken and Biscuits,
I
and it
keep.
has a playbill pocket in the front. It's
Okay.
this
Let me
beautiful
see.
purple.
Share
See it?
screen. Okay. Allow scenery bags.
Allow, come back.
There we
Is that a breakaway
go.
bag? I'm just gonna keep modeling things.
Chicken and
And it
biscuits
has, oh
bag.
yeah, you're on our website. It has, this is the playbill pocket in the front. It says break a leg.
So
It's
we
made out
have
of theater
this.
legs. Get it? Like wings.
Oh, I love that.
I crack
So we
myself
have
up
this
sometimes.
great chicken and biscuits bag.
Yes, that's our chicken and biscuit bag. Now I can't hear you. Are you
Oh,
muted?
am I muted? No, I'm not muted. It
I
just
can see you
must be.
talking, but I can't hear your words.
Can you hear me now that I muted that?
We're all back.
Yes.
The storm knocked out my Wi-Fi, so I'm going to do it from my phone because why not?
I can't hear you still though.
Oh no! Can you guys hear me now? Can you hear me now? I'll be back.